Animal enthusiasts make valiant efforts to assist animals in distress, yet circumstances don't invariably unfold as anticipated. This was a valuable lesson experienced firsthand by a compassionate woman residing in Richmond, USA. Motivated by her kind heart, she embarked on a mission to rescue a cat, only to discover that appearances can be deceiving. Rest assured, the ensuing events in this video steer clear of sorrow, guaranteeing that your tears will be solely from uncontrollable laughter. Most of us would try to help an animal that is in need. Loving animals is a really good thing, and not something that anyone should ever be ashamed of, not even when things turn out completely different than you had intended. Today, our narrative unfolds in Richmond, Virginia, USA, a city surrounded by expansive parks and exquisite state parks just beyond its borders. This enchanting state offers abundant natural habitats that beckon nature enthusiasts and animal aficionados alike. In this idyllic setting, a compassionate resident who prefers to remain anonymous had a serendipitous encounter. Piercing screams echoed through her garden, captivating her attention. Driven by concern, she ventured into her backyard, where she discovered a majestic feline ensnared within her fence. The intensity of the cat's distress was palpable, compelling her to take immediate action. Determined, she set about liberating the trapped creature, and it responded with evident gratitude. The piercing cries subsided as the cat regained its freedom. Initially, the woman couldn't quite discern the precise breed of the feline. To her discerning eye, it appeared to be a captivating blend of tabby and Bengal, perhaps with a touch of Maine Coon lineage. Its magnificent gray fur bore striking spots and stripes, while its robust physique boasted muscular legs. The cat's size was truly remarkable, bordering on slight overweight according to the woman's observation. Still a beautiful cat. The only thing that was missing was that he didn't have a tail, but that can happen with a cat that is allowed to roam. They can get into trouble or fights, and then lose their tail for all sorts of reasons. But the woman looked at his beautiful condition, and she believed that he had to belong to someone. He did not have the scared and frail look of a cat that had been living in the streets. He had to belong to someone, right? Many areas do still have a lot of outdoor cats that roam around, and normally people won't just take in any cat. They see cats may like to come and visit your home, but they might want to go home at night. Things were a little different in this scenario, however. At first, the cats seemed to be sweet and grateful that he was helped. The woman did not want to leave him to his own devices. The problem was that the area also had a lot of dogs that would come loose out of their gardens. These dogs would then find the outdoor cats and even hurt them. She didn't want that to happen to this cat, so she decided to care for it while she searched for the owners, but that was easier said than done. This was not really a cat that wanted to come inside willingly, but food is always a good idea, kind of like a universal language, and she decided that she would try this. She went inside and found some food that she believed would entice a cat. She was worried that he would get away, but luckily, he seemed tired of struggling to get free of the fence. The woman managed to convince him to come inside by showing him the food, seeing the offerings. He decided to follow her all the way into the house, but she might have regretted that her strategy worked. He was really hungry and ate all that she gave him, but it was after that when all of the shenanigans started. This was not a happy kitty. He was hissing and being grumpy. He was also destroying her house from the moment that he came inside. He took out clothes from her cupboard and was just getting into everything in the house. He was making a mess and causing destruction wherever he went. Like any normal cat, he would jump onto all the counters and bump things over. Then he would jump to the next counter and start all over. When his rescuer tried to get close, he would hiss and she decided to back off. He was slightly too big to just pick up anyway. He would not allow the woman to pet him or even get too close, and she was at a loss about what she could do, and that wasn't even the worst part. He also peed all over her house, and she knew that there was no way that she was going to get it. All clean without some serious elbow grease. It was almost like he had never been inside a home at all at that stage. Many of us might have decided that we would just let him out and leave him to go on his way, but this woman was determined that she would search for his family and return the cat to them. She had come all of this way, so she might as well ensure that they had a happy reunion when hearing the story. Some people have speculated that it can't be real, but the woman had the pictures to prove it. There were pictures of the cat being destructive all over her house, as well as pictures of the cat roaming and exploring different rooms. There were simply too many to fake, or it would have been a very elaborate hoax. She believed that these pictures were what she should use to find the animal's family and get him back home. She posted the pictures on Craigslist and told the story of how she found the cat and how she needed to find its family. She explained that it was very cute, but that she could not keep it since it was just being too mean and too destructive to her home. He wanted to get out of there, and by then she wanted him out too. So she gave a deadline and said that the family had to come forward or she would have to take the cat to a shelter to be cared for. Then she went to bed and left the advert for the world to see. It quickly blew up. There were a lot of comments and some people were even being very mean. They did not believe her even with the pictures. Others called her dumb for not knowing what was going on, but in reality, this was just a woman who cared about animals and wanted to do her best to help any animal in need. She was not from America originally and explained that she didn't know how the wildlife in the area looked. It was an easy mistake, a funny one, and one that I could for sure see myself making too. Who wouldn't try to help a defenseless animal found in your garden? Most of us would try. The only problem was that this was no poor, sweet cat that she had found. It was a lot more. The reality was that the cat that this woman rescued was no cat at all. To her surprise, an entirely different revelation awaited the woman the following morning. As she awakened and perused the comments, she had hoped to discover that the cat's rightful family had recognized the post overnight and come forward. However, reality unfolded in an unexpected manner. Instead, numerous individuals endeavored to enlighten her about her misinterpretation. Thankfully, not everyone resorted to harshness, allowing the woman to join in laughter with the rest of us as she acknowledged her colossal blunder. A subsequent update to her story unveiled a startling truth. The feline she had been caring for was not an ordinary cat, but rather amusingly, a wild bobcat. She candidly confessed that it came as no surprise the creature had been so irate since she hadn't rescued it, but inadvertently abducted it from its natural habitat. As soon as she realized her mistake, she promptly released the bobcat back into the wild, where it expressed unmistakable contentment. Remarkably, the bobcat exhibited no aggression or harm towards her, suggesting it might have been as perplexed as she was throughout the extraordinary ordeal. Would you envision yourself embarking on an animal rescue mission? Feel free to share your thoughts and aspirations in the comments section below. Your input is greatly appreciated. Thank you.